together what we've learned already this week. Novelty, I don't know. This stuff is so funny and so weird. Just get what you want. It depends. When they had Lady of Guadalupe fabric, I lost my mind and I bought a ton of it because I just love religious icons from different cultures and religions. And it's also important to buy fabric you don't even like. I mean, seriously, I'm not one for the 30s repros, but I have got a healthy collection of it because number one, if when you work with this, you will gather a new perspective of working with that fabric. If there's something you really hate, you should think about working with that fabric because it will grow you as a quilt maker. So this is a quilt that, gosh, I don't remember which book it was in. And actually, I still had a huge aversion for that fabric. And they wanted to put this quilt on the cover. And I'm like, no, please, please, please. Maybe it was fabric shopping. But I've grown to love this fabric now. It's my little butterflies. Butterfly quilts were a sign of hope, like in the 30s. It represented hope. And I actually have a butterfly quilt that was my mother-in-law's, which I feel very grateful for. Also, you never know when some Bonnet Sue is going to come into your life. And for anybody who's been following, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And for those that don't, well, you never will. The main thing is when you look at a fabric, don't look at it and go, oh my gosh, why do I want zucchini fabric? Think of it as how it's going to be cut up. And that Joan Wolfram tool, which I don't have around me right now, even had, I showed you, I think on Wednesday, little cutouts that you can place that on fabric to really get a good look. See, this is a fabulous piece of fabric because it has a bunch of different greens in it. It's actually got minute sparkle on it. It is fabulous, okay? So what we're going to start in, I'm going to skate next week is okay, I'm going to quit PowerPoint. I'm going to go, if I do this right, I'm buying a lottery ticket today. um, okay, so I forgot what I was saying. Anyways, don't judge it by how it looks on the bolt. Have one of those little things with you, okay? So the other thing that was pretty funny when I was at Meisner's, John's going to hear this for the first time. I actually thought about buying a sewing machine. I didn't tell them because then I would have not left without one, but instead they got it fixed. And I wondered, or check-upped, and I wondered if I bought a sewing machine, if I could give myself one of those $100 postcards that I can give to you. And so just to reiterate that, if because you have been watching me, you are inspired to go buy a Bernina, over $1,000 Bernina, I can send you a $100 postcard that you can mail directly to Bernina in Chicago, and they will mail you a $100 check that you can spend on anything in the world. It could be a nice dinner out, okay? It doesn't have to be a Bernina product or anything like that, although you could get some add-ons that you might want. So how you get hold of me is this. And again, please just email me if it's for this or booking a guilds or whatever. My email is you will send it to Alex, Alex, Anderson, spelt weird, ANDRSN, at gmail.com. And you will give me your snail mail address, and I will get it off in the mail to you within 24 hours, all right? Somebody sent one, I think Mary sent it to a ticket on the website, and that is just massive, and there's 4 people working on it. With the changeover of the site, there's lots of questions and stuff like that, so it kind of got lost there. I'm glad Mary Kay did hook us up, though, and it's going out today. Again, you have 30 days to send it in, all right? So I'm going to go down and see if there's any questions going on, or that lady from It's Okay That You Can Sit on My Quilt said you don't need to like pink ballerina fabric. Just use it if the color's right. That was Mary Ellen Hopkins, and she was something else. Yeah, she was I went to a trunk show of hers once, and it was like, "Oh, man." So, I know we got it working. I was really afraid I would lose a bunch of you, but then maybe you'd log on to watch the train wreck. Now, tomorrow is Dee again doing Long Time Gone. And last, if you did, I'm going to say this again, if you did not watch last Saturday's, go back and watch it because I saw something I had never, ever seen in my life. Okay, so here we have Pat that always buys at least 1 yard of fabric. You know what, Pat? Your store loves you. The reason I don't do that, and I'm not saying you shouldn't, but my quilts are super scrappy. Okay. I don't do a quilt with just 4 colors in it unless it's specific, let's say a modern quilt or something like that. They are so scrappy. And my philosophy is if I run out, I can buy something else and substitute it in. The other thing I didn't say that I think is fairly important, when I go, I call my stash my support system. All right. When I go to make a new quilt, and especially if, well, just darn near always, I will go to the quilt shop and buy maybe 10 new pieces of fabric. And then that gives it an updated look. And then I can go back to my stash and pull from that. So that's kind of my brain, my how I work with it. And one other thing I am so excited about is I think um, I think I've picked out my flooring. I think I'm doing the super high-end vinyl. Pat, you just asked something. Do you know what info is included on the salvage of fabric? Many times, okay, there will be the color chip, the colors that are in that fabric, and you can just look to that for it to be your guide, all right? But not always. But typically, what you hope is it's got those color chips. I wonder how many really do that. And then there's the designer's name and the manufacturer's name. And there are people who save those salvages to do really cool things with it too. Um, Okay, and then Beth says she buys at least a half yard because it's at least 2 fat quarters. Yep, that's right. That's right. And I also like, again, I've got a whole stack of fat quarters in my office. You know what? Let's go look at it. I look at it like art. I buy it and then I can't cut into it. We have to commune for a while. So here's this is art in my office. Right here is art. And when I break it, I just want to, I have to enjoy it for a while. And I'll tell you a sneaker. The thing we do after spinning spools is going to be out of Jennifer Sampu's stuff. So pretty excited about that. Okay, I think we're good for today. John, you're not running in for any big questions, are you? I think we're good. So I appreciate you guys for coming back and hanging in there with me. And I think we've got it all under control. John says we're good. And so this weekend, I'm actually going to sit and figure out how I learned crochet in college, and I want to learn how to redo things like the granny square and stuff like that. That's what I want to do. So I don't know what you're going to do. But again, don't forget D tomorrow at 10 o'clock Pacific time. I cannot believe these quilts that are coming out of that workshop. If you look at these quilts and you go, wow, I want to play, we still have patterns available. I got to get new glasses, but I love my glasses. So, okay, everybody, have a fabulous weekend. And Lois, I love you. And we're both going to be wearing bracelets when we think of each other. Bye bye.